people, and Apostle Abraham Lamte. I'm here to introduce something educative and something empowering to you, and that is the Writers Blog Talk Show every Saturday 1 to 2 p.m. on Sunny 88.7 FM. But listen to me, it doesn't matter what you're going through. Out of a book, you will discover a solution to your problem. I will advise you to also tune in to Writers Blog Talk Show with Vicky Amwa, and you will be glad you did. The Lord bless you, and I love you.
My name is Amma Dadson, and I listen to the Writers Blog Talk Show every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. on Sunny 88.7 FM with Vicky Amwa. Reading is one of the most powerful sources of growth, inspiration, and new ideas. So I love books. I love to share from my audiobooks and read to children as we learn and have fun on the Kiddie Zone segment on the Writers Blog Talk Show with Vicky Amwa every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. on Sunny 88.7 FM. The Writer's Blog. Read, write, indulge your mind.
Mama Kathy of Family Renaissance International and Echoes of Hope broadcasts. I love listening to the Writers Blog Talk Show with Vicky Amwa every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. on Sunny 88.7 FM. The content of knowledge in you determines how far you'll go in life. This is a good place to be every Saturday 1 to 2 p.m. The Writers Blog. Read, write, indulge your mind.
Blog. Out of the ashes, a golden phoenix rises, eavesdropping on the wax of destined writers, glittering their fine etchings with keen scouters. Far above the lush rainforest of talk shows, a majestic mountain catches the clouds and dons the jaunty cap of excellent creatives, poised with sheer talent and grit, like a Vicky Amwa behind the Writers Blog Show. Born to appreciate, I arise in the womb of this great day. Thought-provoking, heart-refreshing, life-giving rhythms of the appreciator, sounding this good news to re-echo during the meditations of the heart and the watches of the night while men sleep. Folks, I have come to resound this great news that, hey, the Writers Blog Show is here. Say tea.
That's right. Good afternoon to you and welcome to the Writers Blog Talk Show, a book review show that is designed with you and your child in mind. We are seeking to promote authors and other stakeholders within the publishing industry. If you have written a book and you're looking for a platform to promote it, this is it for you. Just give us a call, 0552 535 036 0552 535 036. Or maybe you're about to launch your book, or you just want to promote your book without actually being interviewed on it, as in coming full-time like we have our guest today. We can also promote that book for you. Our segment is dubbed Between the Pages, and we have all that filler for you. You can reach us on that same WhatsApp line, 0552 535 036, and we'll get right back to you. Follow us on our social media handles at Writers Blog GH, Writers Blog WRITERS BLOG GH, and then you can check us out on all our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn. We are also on YouTube, the Writers Blog Talk Show. Our website is www.thewritersbloggh.com. I have a very wonderful lady. She has become a friend, a sister, like none other. Barbara Benedicta Mills Graves. and she has her latest publication, Sexual Predators and Child Grooming. She has great passion for children, and so all her materials are tailored towards that. Parents, we need you to be a part of this conversation. Listen in, let's find out what this particular book entails and how you and I can, champion the cause and help stop, if possible, these predators and child groomers. I'm Vicky Amwa. I've been supported by Kenneth Konu. Let's take a quick break. When we are back, we'll get talking about this book.
Good news for everyone. The Writer's Block Talk Show is now on podcast. Listen to engaging book discussions and reviews. Discover authors behind amazing books. Find the right book to read. Listen now on your preferred podcast platform. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, Pocket Cast, Overcast, and Google Podcasts.
Welcome back. This is the Writer's Blog Talk Show right here on Sunny 88.7. And yes, the Writer's Blog is on podcast. You can always tune in and listen to engaging discussions centered on great books and find out the amazing authors behind these books. And so you can listen to it on Pocket Cast, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platforms. Just type Writer's Blog Podcast and you would have it pop up. I'm here with Barbara Benedicta Mills Graves. We are going to dive straight into her book, Sexual Predators and Child Grooming. Our quote for today is from Laureen Nylon. She says, "Abuse is never contained to a present moment. It lingers across a person's lifetime and have pervasive long-term ramifications." And I believe that this particular book talks more about that. Let me share with you who Barbara is. Barbara Benedicta Mills Graves holds a degree in law, educational psychology, and Master of Philosophy in guidance and counseling. She loves children, and her passion to see children grow as total personalities led her to convene Wrapped Gifts series. Sexual Predators and Child Grooming is her first of the series to be published. Now, this is her second publication. She is married and has 3 amazing children. She loves and works in Accra, Ghana. Doesn't mean that, Barbara, if you have an opportunity to move away from here, you will go. I'm actually just singing this one for the first time. Good afternoon to you, Barbara.
Good afternoon, Vicky.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Nice, and you look amazing as well.
Thank you very much.
Just so you know, listeners, we are live on our Facebook handle at Writers Blog GH, or you can just type the Writers Blog Talk Show and go check us out. Comment, ask a question. You can also do so via WhatsApp 0552 535 036. I encountered Barbara the first time she published her first book, which is Wrapped Gifts from Heaven.
Yes.
Tell us a little about that book before we continue on this one.
Okay, thank you very much, Vicky. It's always nice to come back to the studio. Okay, so Wrap Gifts from Heaven is a book for parents and caregivers, anybody who loves children. It's a book that reminds us of our role as stewards and what God expects us to do with the lives that He brings our way, whether it's biological or somebody you picked on the streets or somebody that's you teach in class or someone who sat by you in the bus. And for every child that you encounter, you have a role to, you have something to give that child. And so when we get to know what we are supposed to do, what God expects of us, then we can do it and do it well. So basically, Wrap Gifts from Heaven, it's like the concept is like children are like a parcel, something that is wrapped, that you don't know what is inside, but you need to unwrap the wrapper carefully so that you bring out the best. Okay, and as stewards, we are expected to add value to whatever the master gives us. Yeah. And so in that book, I try to explain and then bring us also a discussion that, look, the lives that we have them for a moment. And after a while we'll go, they will leave us and go, and God will require of us, ask us, what did you do with the lives that I gave you?
That book actually changed my mind about parenting and how I looked at my children. And I discovered you have the Wrapped Gift series, which is...
Yes, so after the launch of the first one, I was like, would we just end it like this? There are other interesting topics. There are other things that genuinely some people may not know. Some too might have forgotten. Some too think that it's really nothing. Okay, but it really impacts on our children as they grow up. So why don't we have this forum where we meet, parents meet, and then we discuss, we talk about issues that, everyday issues, practical issues. So how self-esteem impacts on the children, how even the birth order impacts on the children, how the things that we say invalidates our children sometimes. I don't know how we gaslight them. So they are simple topics, but they go a very long way to affect the lives of our children. So when we meet, we have these discussions, and participants really discuss. We talk about it. Parents ask questions. People bring real life experiences. It's not like one to many. It's a discussion, and then we learn from each other. So that's what we've been doing.
It's super, and it's virtual.
Yes, it's virtual.
So if anybody wants to be a part of that, how do they do that?
Whoa.
It's Wrap Gift series on social media.
Yes, on social. So I post the Zoom link here.
And then people just join.
They just join. Yes,
okay,
so
but you can reach out to us if you want to be a part of this. Okay, 0552-535-036. Now, tell us why you decided to write on such a sensitive topic: sexual predators and child grooming.
Okay, Vicky, this particular topic was the third one we discussed in our meetings. I think we did bullying, we did self-esteem, and then this was the third one that we looked at. I mean, I realize it's something that happens every day. I encounter a few people who talk to me, you read about it, and it's almost like, on hindsight, you ask yourself, why did this thing happen to this person? I mean, didn't you see it when it came? What really happened? How is it possible that a parent would watch on? How were we all deceived? And the questions that came up during that discussion, during that meeting, made me want to kind of put something together and then share, because not every parent who was on that platform, and not everybody is able to join the Zoom meetings. But it's a book, in a book, and we're having a discussion. Somebody may hear something, tell another person, and then we all together would watch out and then make the place better, make our homes better, make our children become the best that they can be.
Amazing, isn't it? This is the Writer's Blog Talk Show. We are here speaking to Barbara Benedicta Mills Graves. Her book is titled Sexual Predators and Child Grooming. This one was forwarded by Reverend Dr. John Gordon Edry Crawford, and so you should know how solid this book is. It's about 65 pages. It's not a lot, but in-depth information or knowledge that you will get from this book is amazing. It's chapters 1 to about 19. I'll share with you in a bit. So Barbara, who is a predator? Who is a sexual predator?
A sexual predator is anybody, anyone. It could be your mother, your father, it could be your sibling, your cousin, the pastor, the coach, your teacher. Okay, so but these people are calculating, they are intentional, they are meticulous. The predators are not random. They don't choose their victim randomly. So this is somebody who has time and is patient to groom you, to desensitize you, to, let's say, touch to things that you see, all in preparation to abuse you sexually. Yeah.
And are there specific signs or that will show that this person is a predator?
First sight, no, because he's the nice person. She's the kind type. She's the one that everybody likes. In fact, these are people that parents would want their children to befriend because they are really kind. They are the best. They have the best of character. Remember, they are very, very patient and intentional. So, what would make you see that somebody is a predator is they usually will hang around children most of the time. Okay, they want to hang around children. They are around, let's say, parks. They are in our churches, in the Sunday schools. They befriend children who are younger than them. They would show interest, like they are very, very interested in that child. They want to do things for that child. They want to pretend they understand that child more. So the child becomes confident. Wins the child's confidence, wins the child's trust. And so the child starts sharing things with the child. And then gradually, once they befriend the child, they, as time goes on, would suck everybody around the child. It's like when they become your friend, nobody can come close to you.
They are sort of possessive.
They are possessive. Okay, they are possessive. And then they make it sound as if they're the only people who really like you. Okay, and if you go, nobody else will like you. And as time goes on, they sexualize the relationship. And then they put in fear. And they threaten you, so you don't talk, you don't tell anybody, and then it goes on and the abuse continues.
In the book, you talked about how they are able to study their victims, and then they find sort of a void, and fill it. So how do I know that? Because after reading the book, I called my husband that day. I mean, I was halfway through. I'm like, hello, have you picked the children already? And he's like, not yet. I said, please don't leave them until 5. And he's like, what's happening? Have you read a book? Have you read something? I said, and then he now goes like, is it Barbara's book? And I'm like, yes. This book sort of puts you on your toes. It's not to make you scared, but it's to just give you a guide. So how do I know as a parent that this person who is being so nice is heading towards this direction with my child, for instance?
I think that as parents, we should befriend our children more because we are not always there. We can't always be around them wherever they are. But you can ask questions like, how do you feel around this person? Are there things that he does around you that you don't like? Or you can observe when that child is around this so and so, this auntie or this uncle or this friend, how does he or she behave? Either she's avoiding the look, or she doesn't want to come close. If it's a family friend, when he comes there, that child doesn't want to come around. When you want to go and visit this family, she doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to be part of them. You want to probe further. They don't talk to us because sometimes they are scared. Sometimes they think you trust the people too much. You will not even believe it when they say it. The predator has 3 questions he asks before he goes. He would ask, is that child or that victim a loner? Is he somebody who walks alone? Is it a quiet type? Is it somebody that people would believe when he says that I've done something to him or her? Okay, so is that child a loner? What is the probability of somebody who believe that I did that? What's the chance that he would even talk about it with somebody? After he or she has assured himself of these questions, then he goes ahead and does it. So that he knows that you will not believe it even when he tells you. And we see it when they come tell us we don't believe it.
We don't believe it, And you shared some very profound stories in this book. I'll share about 1 or 2. We'll talk about the signs or the steps that they take, and then really delve into why they don't want to talk. Because I was there at the launch last 2 weeks.
You
was
were
it
amazing. Last week. You were super.
I was there at the launch, and the conversation, I'm sure, didn't want to end. I mean, we realize how important this is, and I pray that it becomes a national conversation where we take it up in our schools, in our churches, in our homes, so people can be aware of who these predators are, or as we call it, child groomers. Message coming in from Efia says, hi Vicky, interesting discussion. What is actually child grooming? because I thought it's the normal keeping your child tidy, etc., etc. Okay, can you answer that before we go for this first break?
Child grooming is where the groomer prepares the child. You know, when you are being groomed, good grooming, you wake up in the morning, brush your teeth, visit the washroom, lay your bed, polish your shoe. This time the groomer prepares the child, but the intention is to sexually abuse the child in the end. So it's preparation to abuse the child. So the steps that the groomer would go through to groom the child, prepare the child for future abuse.
And that steps, we'll come back and talk about it in a bit. This is the Writers Blog Talk Show right here on Sunny 88.7. We are here with Barbara discussing from her book, Sexual Predators and Child Grooming. We'll be back in a bit. Please stay with us. Attention all wordsmiths and storytellers. Are you ready to elevate your literary game? Introducing View Multimedia Limited's editorial services, the one-stop destination for all your writing needs. Are you wrestling? Welcome back. This is the Writers Blog Talk Show right here on Sunny 88.7. We are discussing Sexual Predators and Child Grooming, a new publication by Barbara Benedicta Mills Graves. If you want a platform in terms of us helping your children grow, learn, read as many books as possible within a year, then you should join our Kiddie Book Club. The TWB Book Club meets the last Saturday of every month at La Palm Royal Beach Hotel from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We have a book for every month. We have different levels and different stages for the children. We don't lump them all together, and so we have about 3 books reading on a go every single last Saturday of the month. And then we have activities to go with the book. We take some snack, take some pictures, and we are done for the day. If you want to register your children, please reach out to us 0552 535 036 0552 535 036. Now, before we went, we had a question on what is child grooming, and this can be found in chapter 6 And if Barbara will permit me, can I just read a little bit of it? It says, the art of, this one is, what is child grooming? The art of sexual grooming is a well-rehearsed art of sexual predators. Someone compares grooming to a master chess player waiting to make the ultimate move to take control. Researchers are beginning to understand the communication process by which sexual predators lure their victims into a web of entrampment. For girl victims, they may use playful tickling, bathing, back rubs, or makeup games. To seduce young boys, they may use wrestling, playful fighting, horsing around, or different sports activities to break down the barriers. Now, the deliberate scheming and opportunistic approach is often used to test the child to see how far the offender can go before being stopped or caught, or until the child complies with the sexual abuse. This is really serious, Barbara. And that's why when I read it, I said, please, have you gone to pick the children? They cannot be there way after 5 p.m. But Barbara, let's talk about the stages when it comes to child grooming. And this is from chapter 7. Let me run by you the various chapters we have just so you know what we are dealing with. Chapter 1, who is a sexual predator? Chapter 2, what is a sexually predatory behavior? Chapter 3, how do they gain access to their victims? Chapter 4, common lures used. Chapter 5, how do they target their victims? Chapter 6, what is child grooming? Chapter 7, stages in child grooming. Chapter 8, signs of grooming. Chapter 9, online grooming. Chapter 10, effects of grooming or sexual abuse. Chapter 11, signs of possible sexual abuse. 12, what to do to prevent and protect your child. 13, why victims do not tell. 14, what to do if you suspect a child is being groomed. Chapter 15, what to do when someone or your child confides in you. When the predator groomer is a family member is chapter 16. Chapter 17, when the groomer or predator is a religious institution. And then 18, when the groomer or predator is an educational institution. Chapter 19 is Barbara's final words. Let's talk about the stages.
Yeah, so Vicky, the first stage is targeting the victim. How do we target their victims? So they size up the child, and then they look for the child's emotional needs. Yes, they look out for the emotional needs. They look at if the child is isolated. You know, sometimes you can be in the midst of people but very lonely.
Yeah.
Okay. Or if the child has a low self-esteem. And typically children who have very less parental oversight. So you are giving the child the clothes, the food, the shoes, the books, but there's no oversight, there's no control. Okay, you are chasing everything, you are just not there. So they look for a child that has emotional need. That's the first one they target.
Okay.
And then once they've targeted and gotten this child, they want to gain the child's trust. Yes, so if it's a game the child loves to play, he'll play the game with the child. If he wants to watch soccer, he'll watch soccer with the child. He gathers information about this child, the child's interests.
Okay.
Okay, and then he aligns or she aligns to that.
Okay.
You know, and then they want to fill that need. The need they identified, they want to fill that need. They will speak that child's love language. And as long as he speaks the child's love language, there's bonding. Yes, that bonding would be there. They play a more, important role in that child's life. And as usually, the parents are very busy. You miss it. You won't even see that somebody else in the child's life. You will not be there.
Yeah.
And then after they have filled this need, now they tend to isolate the child from everybody. Okay, so if it's an online one, then all the time the child is with the phone or by the computer, somewhere in the corner chatting with this person, or always want to be by this person and doesn't want anybody to be around that child. Sometimes it's, I'll babysit that child for you. You know, parents are groomed as well, even communities are groomed, families are groomed, and you wouldn't know.
And that blew me away.
Yes. Just to cut, there was a news item of some people who rented a house in a community. Very, very nice people. They were very nice to the people who lived there. They had this room. Apparently, they had set up and they were doing child pornography. So when they come around, even though the neighbors were very, very happy, he would give sweets and sing, and it's always with them. In that room, when the kids went there to watch cartoons, it was child pornography they were doing. I mean, the police went there to have a soup on them. Everybody was like, wow. But we thought they were nice people. They had been living the day. They were able to actually they were able to deceive even the whole community. Yes, they are tactical, they are patient. That's how they are. And then they sexualize the relationship. Okay, so let's go swimming together. Let's do things that may make us half naked or full naked. Don't forget that he or she is your friend now.
Already.
Yes. Find out the child's sexual preferences. So you prefer me touching you or sitting on my laps, with or without your clothes, gradually. And then they want to maintain control. Okay, they want to maintain control. Vicky, let me read a serial sexual predators interview. What the person said.
Yes, please go on.
They said, when a person like me wants a child, you don't just go up, get the child and sexually molest the child. There's a process of obtaining the child's friendship. When you get their trust, that is when the child becomes vulnerable and you can molest the child. As far as children go, they are easy. You befriend them, you take them places, you buy them gifts. Now, in grooming the child, you win his trust, and I mean the child has to look in his eyes, has that look in his heart, his eyes. It's hard to explain, and you have to know the look. You know when you have that kid. You know when the kid trusts you. Sexual predators choose to follow this corridor of control, often displaying dual personalities in the process. So, to you, he's a very nice person.
Innocent person.
But behind the marks that he's wearing, he has a motive.
I think I shared with you how I went for a certain event and I saw a little girl who seems to have been very isolated. Like I say, it's a crowd, a room full of people, children, adults, but she was really alone. And then, someone was saying, I think I love your hair. And she's like, no, I know that you think that my brother's laptop is better than mine, and she went on and on. But she had beautiful braids on. So I walked to her and I'm like, hi, what's your name? She's so pretty. What's your name? She mentions her name and then the braids and everything. And I know her parents, well-to-do bankers, running around and all that. But when I hugged her, I said, can I hug you? I love your hair. I want to know who did it for you so I can do it for my girls. And she hugged me so tightly. So after reading this, I'm like, this can be a sign for a predator.
Yes.
Because then there's a void there.
And he identifies that.
And he identifies it. You can call in if you have a question. 0540-130-684. Barbara tells me she has a package for anybody who's calling now. 0540-130-684. You have a question, you have a contribution. Please go ahead and do so. But Barbara, how is it possible, or how do I, as a parent or guardian, encourage my child, for example, to open up to me? Like you're saying, it's okay to not to know. It is possible not to know because these people become friends with you, even the parent, and all of that. And actually, in your book, you talked about nannies and how female nannies even abuse boys at home. So are there signs for me to know as a person that my child is being groomed or has been abused, for instance?
Yes, you can observe.
Okay, we have a caller. Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Nadobia.
Nadobia, okay, please go ahead.
I'm calling from video, so I want to find out with the teenagers. At that time, they normally want to be by themselves. They don't really tell you anything. You ask them something, they say, oh, it's nothing. They come back from school, you ask them everything all right. You see something, you say, they just say it's nothing. How do you go closer to your child to find out what is really going on?
Right, thank you so much. Now, Barbara, please, will you take that?
Yes, now, when they are ready to talk, they will talk. I mean, if you ask and he keeps saying nothing, has there been a relationship before this time? That's the question. Has he always been your friend before he became a teenager? Is it something that you are realizing that suddenly he has withdrawn? The teenage age comes with teenagers have their own stresses and things that worry them. So sometimes you can let them be. When they want to talk, they will talk, but be there. Let them know that whenever they are willing to talk, you will talk to them. You can share your own experiences when you were growing up as a teenager, things that you went through, so that I don't know if you have the same stresses, but anytime you want to talk, you can trust mommy. And can he or she trust you really?
Yeah.
Or he's afraid to talk to you? Let's ask all those ones as well. Can he trust you?
Now, well, Barbara is giving you a copy of the book for free. And so we will reach out to you, or you can send us a WhatsApp message on 0552 535 036. 0552 535 036. Yes, Barbara, you were answering a question before. We were talking about how, as a parent, I can know. I think that's even in line with...
Yes, I'm saying that I think that you have to observe your child. Okay, you need to observe your child. When you've observed your child, when there's a change, you would know there's a change. And let's make time. Let's talk to them. We really have to talk to them.
We have to.
Yes,
there's another caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Eunice.
Eunice, okay. Eunice, where are you calling us from?
From Danfa.
Okay, Danfa. All right. Eunice, let's hear you.
Wow, I'm so blessed on this discussion today. In fact, I've learned a lot. In fact, I'm even shocked about some things because I'm at church with the children and also at school I'm a teacher. So in fact, I want to have more knowledge on this so that I can help my children out, because sometimes if you want to talk to them, as the first caller said, they are like, I'm okay, I'll talk to you later and all that. So all I want to ask is how to build that relationship with them. That's what I want to know more about. Thank you.
You too. I think that Eunice, you have also won a book. Okay, the way you said it now, I think your target was to grab the book.
To look at
why victims don't talk. Yes, let's look at that.
Why they don't talk.
Okay.
So the first reason is we've been taught to obey adults. Okay, so everything the adult says is correct. That's one. So we will not report, because we will not be believed anyway. The child must be seen and not heard. How dare you say this against this person? That's the first thing. And then sometimes they promise the abuser to keep it a secret. So in your home, don't encourage secrets. I mean, there are things that you don't want to share. You will share. There are things that you don't want to share, but don't encourage secret keeping. Your child should be able to tell you everything that happens.
Yeah.
If the child is not afraid to tell you, then the child will tell you whatever secret that the person says. We don't keep secrets in my home, so I will tell my mother when I go home. Sometimes they want to please, okay, especially if by the training in the home, every time to get your affection, he has to please you first. He has to do something to make you smile before you listen or to get your attention. Then the child wants to please the abuser, so he will not talk.
Yeah.
He would not report. He will not tell on him, especially if the abuser is the father or the mother. Then who is he going to talk to? He cannot tell anybody anyway. Sometimes they've been bribed to keep it a secret, but sometimes they have needs. If the child has a particular need and it's not getting, and this person is supplying and abusing, then he or she would not tell.
It reminds me of a story I heard. I think I went for the Bold New Normal conference by Lucy Quist, and I think there was this lady who's championing something for the northern girls. And some of the stories we heard was the fact that some of these northern young girls have to sleep with men so they can get money to buy pad.
Yes.
You know, and so when it is time, and these guys know that when it is that time of the month, this particular girl will come. May the Lord help us.
Yeah. Also, sometimes the victims get confused because the offender is somebody they trust, especially if it's a religious institution, if it's an educational institution. You know, if the child is wondering, this is somebody I trust, this is the whole society really believes in, and this person does this to me, who else do I turn to? Who else do I talk to? Some don't even know that what is happening to them is abuse. That's the only life they know. They don't even know, because as we're growing, you know, you don't say vagina, you don't say penis, you don't say all those things.
They give us all kinds of names.
You give it a very nice, very nice name.
Bumbo.
So the child doesn't really know that what is happening to him or her is not right. Shouldn't happen that way. That's the only lie that the child knows. Also, they don't know what words to use to tell. Our vocabulary, we don't even know what words to use to tell what really happened. if you listen to the stories of victims, they didn't know what was happening. They didn't know how to explain it. They don't have the words to tell you what really happened, and so they keep it, and it's very. And sometimes the people who do it are the very important personalities, the VIPs in societies.
Yeah.
How do you tell on a VIP? Do you know?
Like there's this story in chapter 10 on page 32. It says the case of Ajua Sankey.
You love that story.
I love that story. It says Ajua Sankey's mother had to travel to another country in pursuit of a better life for herself and her children. She left Ajua in the care of her aunt, who had 2 sons. Her aunt's oldest son showed some affection and took interest in Ajua. One day when no one was at home, Ajua was raped by her cousin. Because she was afraid, she did not tell her aunt. A few days later, when her mother called, Ajua told her mother of what her cousin had done to her. Her mother asked her to keep it to herself and not repeat the story to anyone, as it will bring quarrels and bring shame to the family. Ajua did not repeat the story, but she never forgave her cousin. You were talking about high-profile people, and sometimes people who are close like this. And so it's very difficult to open up in that sense. You know, I wonder how Ajua is. I'm sure that's not her actual name. You made mention, you know, of those things. But I'm sure I don't know how Ajua would relate even with the opposite sex, or even how to even open up to people, or even get married. You know, you have dealt, and I mean, whilst putting this book together, you've heard stories. Can you share some and the way to go about, you know, it?
Yes. Sometimes they blame themselves. They think that it's something they did that made it happen. They feel guilty, and then if the abuse continues for a while, then you see somebody who is living a very loose life, and you are tempted to judge or to question, but if it's been taken from her forcefully, then she would give it out for free. Then this time she has power over her life. She is giving it out for free because somebody is abusing her at home. And other times, if they are not able to cope, they adapt other mechanisms to cope, so that you have people who would have a split personality, or double personality. One moment she is this. During the abuse, some people decide that it's not me. I'm sitting somewhere and it's happening to somebody else and I'm watching. And so she has this 2 people in her. And so one moment you see a very nice person. Some people are even adults now. They go to work. They are the corporate people. Very, very nice. In the night, she's something else. Okay, so we have this.
Yeah, we have the dual personalities.
That happens. And the trauma continues. And we have victims we have perpetrators who were victims once upon a time. That's the only life they know, so they continue. And we have parents whose children come to tell them, and because they went through it and they haven't dealt with the trauma, and they didn't seek for help, and they haven't healed, they don't know how to heal their child, and so she thinks it's normal. Sometimes they tell them and they don't say anything. They say nothing. She doesn't know what to say. Nothing. Nothing at all.
Here is Anthony Edwards' story. It says, when I was 14 years old, this is page 43. When I was 14 years old, I think I could hear myself, so sorry about that. When I was 14 years old, my mother opened the door for me to answer honestly about the rumors she had heard about Gary Goddard, who was my mentor, teacher, and friend. Now, being a pedophile, I denied it through tears of complete panic. To face that truth was not an option, as my sense of self was completely enmeshed in my gang of 5 friends, who were all led by this sick father figure. So this is like a story about a predator.
Yes.
International story, is it?
Yes. He had these boys under them, so each of the boys had their story.
And so the mother of one of the boys
and is asking,
but he still couldn't.
Is it true? But the man is like a father figure for all of them, and so he couldn't really tell.
A few messages on Facebook. Naya Baini Ago says, I'm enjoying the show. God bless you for this piece. Elvis Delali Lamte says, wow. Angela A. Anyan says, what do predators possibly tell their victims which constrains the victims from talking about abuses? Elvis is Elvis is celebrating his birthday today, and he's saying that he's learning so much as he is watching now. Would you like to answer that? Maybe we have dealt with it in a bit. What do predators possibly tell their victims, which constrains the victims from talking about the abusers?
Remember, we said that it's a process. So it's not one thing you say. This is somebody who really studied the child. This is somebody who has become a friend to the child. This is somebody who is feeling a need or a void in the child's life. This is someone the child trusts. So all these ones desensitize the child, prepares the child. So sometimes it's shocking. They are surprised. No, the reactions are three. There's the flight, there's the fight, and there's the freeze. Some things happen to you and you just freeze. You are not able, you cannot move.
Yeah.
By the time you ask yourself, what just happened to me? I mean, what really happened to me? And then some of them decide to just block it. They want to pretend it didn't happen. It happened to somebody else. I won't talk about it. There are days they threaten them. They think that you will not be believed if you said it to anybody. They can even say that somebody you love very much, let's say you have a brother that you love so much, if you tell, I'll kill your brother. And so you are afraid. You are afraid. Apart from sexually abusing the child, as in the penetration going on, sometimes they let them perform sex acts and then they sell. So they will tell you, take a phone, go nude. I was telling my little girl, go nude, perform a lot of nude dances. I saw a clip that was shared, a girl of about 6 years old. She had a phone in front. Yes, she had a phone in front of her. She was nude. She did all this. I took her doll and was, playing with the doll on herself. And then she was smiling. So you could see somebody is making her do it and sell. A parent put on the parent platform. We were like, why would you even put this here? Because it's not right. But this is what's happening. So your child could be doing this in the room. And he or she's afraid to tell you because they are monetizing this. I mean, they are doing this and they are selling it out there. If you ever say anything to anybody, I'll tell your mother that you did this and I'll show it to your mother. And because of fear, as parents, let us desire that when your child goes out and messes up, you say, I need to tell my mother about this. Not, she will kill me if she hears it.
Today.
It should be, I must tell my mother, I must tell my daddy. Even if I mess up, she'll be angry, but at least I can tell my mother. But when she says, I'm dead, then she will not tell you.
This book is going for how much, Barbara?
50 Ghana.
50 Ghana cedis. I was telling her it should be 100. It should be 100. But we want as many people as possible to be able to be informed about this. It's not to scare you. It's just to put you on your toes and help you to be vigilant. Sexual predators and child grooming is going for 50 Ghana cedis. Hard copies, we have some available here at Sunny. You can call the Writers Blog team 0552 535 036. There's a question here. It says, good afternoon. If your teacher most at times send you to buy him food and he will tell you to eat with him, and he would ask you to and he do ask you about your relationship life, please, what do you classify this person to be? So sorry, I just tune in. It says, please, is it natural to be always lonely?
Let's take the first one.
The first one, yes. So
the person is always sending you,
as a pupil, yes,
and is asking you about your
life.
It's grooming.
It's grooming.
It's preparation. It's part of the preparation. So you become desensitized. You become it's like normal. Why would a teacher want to eat with the students all the time? So why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Why do you want to eat with the students all the time?
So yeah, I think that, sweetheart, you have your answer there.
I think it's preparation.
Please, is it natural to be always lonely?
Always lonely.
I think we talked about how a child can be a loner, and therefore it's one sign that a predator can use to, capture them.
It's not natural.
It's not.
As in, you are alone all the time. Why?
Why? Okay, see,
the question is why?
Are you an only friend, a child?
You don't have any you don't have any friend, you don't have any sibling, you have no one to talk to. What could it be? Why are you lonely? Of course, the introverts enjoy their
peace and quiet.
Peace when they are very, very quiet. If the child is not that type who wants to read or be by himself and is always lonely, then what is happening? Is the child being bullied? Is there something happening that the child cannot talk about it, so she's keeping to herself. And someone shared a story with me. I mean, she's an adult now, but she tells me when she was in school, she understands it now because now the friend is talking. But when they were in school, this child was always quiet, the reserved type. And whenever school vacated, when everyone is happy to go home, she dreaded going home. The predator was her father.
Oh my.
Yes, was her father. Secondary school. Till today as we speak. So now that the lady has come out to talk about it, she now understands why whenever school vacated, the girl didn't want to
come home.
Because
Whoa.
so please find out why
this is so
lonely.
But I think that that's the last book we're giving for today. So kindly share your details with us and come pick a copy of the book. So Barbara is generous. She gave 3 books away, but is going for 50 Ghana cedis. Message here says from Elvis says, these are some of the reasons I always want to be there for my girls. I want them. I talk to them a lot and ask so many questions. Don't make your children fear you in the name of strictness. Naya says, let's be friends with the kids. Such a great piece for only 50 Ghana cedis. Thank you, madam. This one says, parents must engage our children in activities so they don't feel lonely. Lots of hobbies we can engage them with. Parents can join in the hobbies as well. You can actually bring them to our book club activities, okay? It happens at the last Saturday of every month at La Palm. We are grooming the children, the right grooming, not this kind of grooming. We are helping your children love books, love reading, and other intellectually stimulating games, okay? So that they will not be bored. And then we also have parenting workshops and all that, virtual times, just like Barbara, and we are helping them so that they can, be the best they can be and live for purpose. I'm reading this last one. We have just about
Vicky,
4 minutes to go.
I want you to read You Are Not Broken, the poem.
The poem.
Yes, read it for all victims out there as well.
Okay, I'll do that. I'm reading from page 45, The Golden Child.
Yes.
You talked about, I think this chapter is a chapter that blew me away. Why victims do not tell. Children want to please. They have been bribed to keep it a secret. They have been threatened by the offender to keep it a secret. They have role reversal. That one, let's not go there. They are too young to know that the abuse is not appropriate. They do not know the words to use to tell. The very important people like the VIPs. And this one is the golden child, the star of the family.
The star of the family.
It says Clara, not her real name, lived with her mom, grandma, and other cousins. When she turned 11 years, an older male cousin in his teens moved from the UK to live with them. He was loved by everyone and was praised often. He was seen as sweet, the sweet one who did no wrong. Now, when he started being overly affectionate towards Clara and would often close the door and touch her in places which made her uncomfortable, she kept it to herself. She did not tell anyone because she felt no one would believe her. One day, he penetrated her, and it continued till she got pregnant at the age of 12. Barbara will give her last words, but I will read this. Barbara, share your contact number. If anybody wants to reach out to you personally, maybe for a talk to their youth, whatever, please share your details with us.
Okay, so my number is 020 300 3338. 020 300 3338. It's on WhatsApp as well, so
020 300 3338. On social media is Wrapped Gifts Series, is it? Where, when? Which handles?
On Instagram,
okay, on
TikTok, and it's Mamiesi on Facebook.
Mamiesi on Facebook. Yes. Number to reach out to her is 0203 003338. Okay, 0203 003338. Now here is the poem. You are not broken. You are not broken, beautiful child. Nothing about you is wrong. Other people have made their mistakes on you, but you survived. You are whole. You will heal. You will be all you ever wanted. You will no longer remain the victim of those years. Your body is yours. You can fill it with joy. Your thoughts are in your control. Your feelings are free as the chiming bells. You are loved. You are lovable. Beautiful child. You always were. You are forgiven. And this is Becky Betha. It's a beautiful poem. Yes. Barbara, your very final words.
So please, this is really going on everywhere, in our homes, in our schools, and for the teachers who are listening in, please, sometimes you are all the child has, because the home is like a battlefield. So when they come to school, show more care, get more interested in their lives. If you're a parent at home, please observe your children, be friends with your children. When they are blocking you because you haven't done that before, you are now trying to be friends with them. It takes patience, but be friends with them. Share your own experiences with them. Don't make them scared to come and talk to you. And if you're a groomer out there, somebody will say God will judge you. Please, the law is coming at you. The law is coming at you. Yeah. Childhood comes only once, so please let's make them enjoy their childhood. Let them have good memories of growing up. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Barbara. You can always reach out to Barbara 0203-003338. This message says, "Good day, Vicky. It's very true. I've been a victim in my childhood, even when I was 25 years. It still happened to me, and I didn't even know it was an abuse because I trusted this person so much, and my family too, because he was a very nice person in the church."
Yes.
And I'm still learning very much from Sunny FM. God bless you. I am Mercy. Mercy, I have this book for you, okay? I'll give you a copy of this book. And please, Barbara, I'll pay for that one for her. Because Barbara has given the 3 books she said she was giving out already. This is awesome, Barbara, and we are praying for more platforms for us to push this. That's how we wrap up for today on the Writers Blog Talk Show. You can always follow us on our social media handles, but connect with us if you want to be a part of our book club. You also want to be a part of our virtual parenting session, or you want to feature on the show. Number to call 0552 535 036 0552 535 036. I am Vicky Amo. I've been supported ably by Kennestine Kono. Join us same time tomorrow. Next week actually. We say the Writer's Blog. Read, write, indulge your mind. Bye bye.
Thank you for listening to the Writer's Blog Talk Show on this channel. The book review show is designed with you and your child in mind. For enquiries about how you can sponsor, partner, advertise, or have your book reviewed on the show, call or send an SMS, Telegram, or WhatsApp message to +233 552 535 036 or +233 208 428 322, or send an email to writersbloggh@gmail.com. Follow us on social media: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, podcast at Writers Blog GH or The Writers Blog Talk Show. Visit our website www.thewritersbloggh.com. This program is powered by Review Multimedia Limited. Join us next time for another exciting edition. The Writers Blog. Read, write, indulge your mind.